Last night, my date fizzled out before it even began. We stepped out of the restaurant, and as we approached my car, she asked, "Is that a rental? Because if it is, I'm not wasting my evening." I didn't snap or try to justify myself. Instead, I gave her a calm smile, said a polite farewell, and drove off, leaving her standing alone on the sidewalk. It was a quiet, deliberate choice. By the next morning, my phone was flooded. The screen showed 21 missed calls, all from her, starting just after midnight and growing more frequent as the hours passed. There were messages, too. The first ones were sharp, demanding to know what my issue was. Then they shifted to confusion, asking if I was all right. The final batch was frantic apologies, please, and desperate requests for a second chance. I skimmed through them, feeling nothing but a vague weariness. I brewed some coffee and went about my day. Her name was Elise. We'd been casually dating for about 2 months, and the warning signs had been there from the start. I'd just chosen to overlook them. She was always critiquing people's clothes, their cars, their addresses, not just noticing, but judging. Always measuring everyone's worth. My friends picked up on it. My sister Laura straight up called Elise a gold digger. But I brushed it off, thinking Laura was just being overprotective. For the record, my car is a 3-year-old Acura. It's not extravagant, but it's well kept. Dependable and fully paid for. It's mine. The fact that she assumed it was a rental or cared at all was the breaking point. It wasn't really about the car. It was her cold, calculating view of the world and of me. A bit of context is necessary here. Elise rents an apartment in a building my family owns. It's not a corporate empire, just a modest 6-unit property my grandfather purchased years ago. We don't handle the day-to-day anymore. We have a property manager, Mr. Callahan, a retired detective who was close to my grandpa. He runs a tight ship, no nonsense, through and through. When Elise needed a place, I called in a favor. I asked Mr. Callahan to give her a discounted rate, shaving about $400 off the standard rent. It was an informal arrangement, not written into her 1-year lease. After clearing her calls and texts, I dug up the email Mr. Callahan sent when she moved in, including a scanned copy of her signed lease. I spent 10 minutes reviewing the standard terms. Then I dialed him. "Mr. Callahan," I said, "it's Ethan. Got a moment for you always?" He growled. I could hear a morning talk show blaring in the background. "Trouble with that girlfriend of yours whining about the plumbing again." "It's about her," I said. "We're done. I need you to do something." I explained that I wanted Elisa's rent raised to the full market rate, effective as soon as her lease allowed. There was a brief silence. "You okay, kid?" His voice softened. He'd known me since I was a kid. "I'm fine," I said, just undoing a personal favor. "All right," he said. "Back to business. Her lease requires 30 days. Written notice for rent adjustments. I'll draft the notice today, referencing Section 4B, which covers changes to non-fixed discounts. It's standard, but bulletproof. I'll date it today, September 9th, and post it on her door this afternoon. Rent goes up November 1st. "Thanks, Mr. Callahan," I said. "I owe you." "Don't mention it," he replied. Never cared for her anyway. Always acted like she was doing me a favor by paying rent, which, by the way, was late twice. I noted that detail silently. He hung up, and I felt a quiet sense of closure. It was a small, precise move. Problem spotted. A solution applied. The rest of the day was uneventful. I went to work, came home, cooked dinner. Around 7:00 p.m., my phone pinged. A text from Elise. "Are you serious? A rent hike? Really?" I didn't respond. Another text followed. "This is because of last night, isn't it? You're trying to get back at me." Then another. "My landlord said the owners approved it." "That's you. You're being spiteful." I kept watching my movie. My phone buzzed again with a call. I let it go to voicemail. Her message was a minute of raw fury. Her voice sharp, accusing me of being vengeful and cruel. She claimed she couldn't afford the extra $400 a month and said I was trying to ruin her life. It was theatrical. I listened, then deleted it. The quiet in my apartment felt soothing. The next wave hit through our mutual friends. A guy named Ryan had introduced us. We were part of a larger crew that met for trivia nights or weekend hangouts. On Thursday, 2 days after the date, my phone buzzed again. Ryan texted, "Yo, what's up with Elise?" She's going off in the group chat saying, "You lost it." I exhaled. I knew this was coming. I texted back, "I didn't lose it. I ended a date. That's all. Ask her what happened." Ryan replied, "She's saying you ditched her in a sketchy area at night and have been messing with her landlord." The lies were so predictable. Messing with her landlord. I texted Mr. Callahan's 70 and practically family, and I didn't ditch her. I left her outside a high-end restaurant in the safest part of town after she insulted me. "What did she say?" Ryan asked. I was blunt. I typed her exact words. She asked if my car was a rental because if it was, she wasn't wasting her time. Ryan took a moment to respond. "Damn. Okay, that's rough." Meanwhile, Elise was playing the victim in the group chat, which I wasn't part of. From screenshots sent by another friend, Tara, Elise was claiming I had a temper, was unstable, and had spitefully raised her rent. She was crafting a tale of a wronged woman. Tara texted me, "Ethan, you need to set this straight. People are buying her story." I thought it over. Arguing in a group chat was a losing game. It would be my word against hers, and she was clearly skilled at drama. I needed something clear, irrefutable. I pulled up my call log from Monday morning. I took a clean screenshot showing the top 21 calls from Elise from 12:08 a.m. to 7:45 a.m. A cascade of desperation. I sent it to Tara. "Can you add me to the chat for a sec?" She did. I waited for a pause in the conversation, then posted the screenshot. No caption, no commentary, just the image. The chat went dead for 2 full minutes. Then a message from a friend. "Max, whoa, 21 calls." Another from Ryan. That's not the vibe of someone who was abandoned and scared. Elise jumped in, typing furiously. "He's twisting it." I was worried about him. I thought something was wrong, but the screenshot spoke for itself. Her story of being a frightened victim didn't hold up against the evidence of her bombarding my phone for hours. It looked like what it was. The panic of someone who'd overstepped and lost a good thing. I saw her typing again, likely preparing another round of excuses. Before she could send it, I posted one line. "I'm not here to argue. Believe what you want." Then I had Tara remove me from the chat. My phone stayed quiet for a while. Then a few private messages came through. "Ryan, sorry man. Should have known better. She's always been about the cash. Max, that was smooth. Let me know if you need anything." Her narrative had collapsed with one piece of evidence. The weekend was calm. I went hiking, watched a film, and savored the peace. Thought the worst was behind me. The rent was adjusted. The friend group knew the truth. I assumed Elise would fade away. I was mistaken. The next battleground was my family. There was one unresolved issue. A personal belonging. A month into dating, we'd attended a charity event. I'd lent her a watch. Not just any watch, but my grandmother's. It was a vintage piece, simple but meaningful, with immense sentimental value. I rarely lent out family heirlooms, but she'd been persuasive, saying her dress needed the perfect accessory. I'd foolishly agreed. I texted her about it once before the fallout and she dodged. "It's in my jewelry box. I'll give it back next time we meet." Now, that meeting wasn't happening. On Monday, I sent a direct text. "Elise, I need my grandmother's watch back. Let me know when I can pick it up this week." Her reply came an hour later. "I'm swamped with work and honestly, I don't feel safe seeing you after how you've acted." I wasn't playing her game. "I'm not asking for a visit. I'm retrieving my property. Leave it with the doorman or I'll stop by when you're home. It'll take 5 minutes. I don't know where it is." She texted. I might have lost it. That message sparked a sharp anger in me. Lost it, a unique family heirloom. I knew she was lying. A final attempt to hold something over me. I wasn't letting her keep it. I called my sister Laura and filled her in. She was livid. "I warned you, Ethan." "She's awful," she said. "Here's the plan. We're done asking. We're going to her place. She won't let me in. I said she'll let us in." Laura replied, her tone steely. "She won't want her neighbors seeing her turn away your sister, especially when we're being perfectly civil. We'll stay calm, firm, and immovable." Laura was always better at confrontations. She had an iron will. Before we went, she did something clever. She checked Elisa's social media and found a photo from the previous weekend. Elisa at brunch wearing my grandmother's watch. Clear as day. Laura saved the image, noting the post date. Then she went further. Our mom had the family jewelry appraised years ago for insurance. Laura called her, and soon we had a scanned appraisal for the watch detailing its description, serial number, and $5,000 replacement value, confirming it as part of my grandmother's estate. Laura printed the photo and appraisal. "Now we've got proof," she said, holding the documents. The next evening, we drove to Elisa's building, my family's building. I buzzed her unit from the lobby. "Who's there?" Her voice crackled. "Ethan and my sister Laura," I said evenly. "We're here for the watch. We're not leaving without it." A long pause. "I told you, I don't know where it is." "Let us up, Elise," Laura cut in, her voice crisp. "Or we can talk in the lobby. I'm sure Mr. Callahan wouldn't mind joining." Mentioning Mr. Callahan worked. The door buzzed and we went up. Elise cracked the door open, dressed in sweats, glaring. "What do you want?" "The watch?" I said calmly. "Now I can't find it," she insisted, her eyes flicking between us. "I'll look this weekend." Laura silently held up her phone, showing the photo of Elise wearing the watch 3 days ago. Elise palled. "That doesn't mean anything," she stammered. Laura held up the appraisal, pointing to the watch's description. "This proves it's a family heirloom worth a significant amount. We have you wearing it after saying it's lost. This is theft." Elise stared at the document, then at Laura's steady gaze. Her defiance crumbled. There were no friends to spin tales to, no chat to manipulate, just two people with evidence in her hallway. She shut the door without a word. We waited. A minute later, she opened it again and shoved the watch into my hand. Her face a mix of anger and shame. Satisfied, she snapped. "Yes," I said, checking the watch for damage before pocketing it. "Thank you." We turned and left. We didn't speak as we walked to the elevator. I could feel her eyes on us, but I didn't look back. The watch in my pocket felt like a weight lifted. That was her last hold over me, and now it was gone. The final piece of this mess played out a month later. Elisa's lease ended in October, and Mr. Callahan told me she hadn't renewed. She tried to fight the rent hike, even threatened legal action, but he pointed to her signed lease and said he was following the owner's orders. She had no leverage. He'd already lined up new tenants, a young couple happy to pay full market rent. I hadn't heard from or seen Elise since retrieving the watch. The friend group had splintered. A few stuck with her, but most stepped back, avoiding the drama. Ryan and others reached out to me and we started hanging out separately, which suited me fine. One Saturday afternoon, I was at a coffee shop, reading by the window. I glanced up and saw a familiar car pull into a parking spot. A sleek new BMW, the kind Elise always pointed out. She was in the passenger seat. A man in his late 50s, sharply dressed but visibly irritated, got out of the driver's side. Their body language told the story. He gestured sharply. She argued back, her face tense. He said something that made her recoil, pointed at her, shook his head, and walked into the bank next door, leaving her in the car. Elise sat there staring ahead, her posture stiff with frustration. For a moment, I felt something. Not sympathy, but a detached observation. She'd found a new mark, a richer one. But the pattern was unchanged. Her life revolved around someone else's wealth. A fragile, stressful existence. She looked caged. I finished my coffee, paid, and walked out. I had to pass the BMW to reach my car. Elise was on her phone scrolling and didn't notice me. I got into my Acura, the car that sparked this whole saga. Felt familiar, comfortable. It was mine. I started the engine, pulled out, and drove off. I didn't glance in the rearview mirror. There was nothing behind me worth seeing.